Hello and welcome to the energy of the day for Thursday, April 17th. So let's see what is going on for Thursday, April 17th. Let's take a look here. Let's see what type of energy would like to pop out. Ooh, already. We've got nothing is yet set in stone. That's good. That's good. What's underneath though? Let's take a look here. We've got your hard work is paying off. Okay. That's not a problem. That's not an issue. Let's see what's not set in stone then. What's the situation here, right? Take a look here. Let's take a look. Let's see what is the situation for something not being yet set in stone. Let's see here. Let's take a look. What's the actual message for all of this? What is the message out of this? We've got the Page of Wands. Okay, so something is just at the beginning stages, basically. So that's very easy to see that, something is not yet really solidified. That's one thing. Yeah, something's not solidified. It could actually be that someone's holding back from doing something or choosing to do something. There's a person here that's it almost feels like a not interested energy. Sorry. So there may still be a little bit more time that needs to elapse in order for some type of decision to be made. Something of that nature. Give me a second. Is there anything else with this? Yes, there is. There are. There we go. It's about the past. Okay, so it seems like there is something here that, it could be the past as well here. Somebody could have made a judgment call about something, and that's why they are acting defensive. I will put that over here, and I'll tell you why. Okay, let's talk about this. So there is a situation here for someone, an energy here that is dealing with some type of situation that may require to be reassessed, relooked at, whatever the case is. But someone has already almost like made up their mind about something and they're not really going to be backing down, that kind of thing. So for example, if you are in a court situation, somebody may have started the proceeding and you're just holding this person accountable for that, right? That they started something and you're going with what they decided, that kind of thing. If they said, I want a divorce, you're like, okay, no problem. You want a divorce, let's go ahead, let's do it. And now you look like you're the one standing your ground or being stubborn about wanting this divorce. And the other person is somehow changing their mind about it, which is very strange to begin with for me. Because it seems like this person might feel a little flip-floppy, guys. It does feel like that a little bit. I just want to see what's under the Page of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. Just give me a second here. There could also be something about a person not wanting to now divorce because there are children involved and they didn't think about that at the beginning, but now it's kind of hitting them. A eureka moment is hitting them about that. They don't want to look like the bad guy, that kind of thing. They want to basically essentially take back their ideas or their words, right? That's what they want to do here. Now, all of a sudden, they're a grown-up person or whatever the case is. It's just, oh la la. Yeah, there's the Lovers. There's the King of Swords. It feels like they didn't really think this through. To be honest, somebody didn't think this through very well. But there could also be a person coming back in to kind of reestablish the connection, work on it again. They're a different person now, but you're still like, no, because I still remember you as an immature individual. And that's the type of judgment that I'm standing on here. So it could be that way, right? It's still not yet set in stone in terms of what comes out of this, but still your decision is pretty important here, to be honest with you. No matter what you really choose or how you choose to go towards this or away from this, yeah, it's still a type of closed cycle regardless. So I have somebody here on this side who's kind of like, okay, well, The judgment call was made. I made peace with it. I'm good with it. Now I'm standing on grounds that this is a closure. While another person I've got over here who is kind of like, they still want to come back, or they still want to refresh something, or whatever the case is, while the other energy here is under the impression or has made peace with the fact that it's over. Okay. Yeah, it's over. Especially if it is in a relationship situation. If somebody told you that they're going on a break with you, or whatever, they instigated it, right? They basically started this whole process of this closure. And for you, you weren't happy at the beginning about it, but now you're just like, you know what? Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing that I'm single now, because this person was, back and forth all the time on me, and I didn't really know what was going on, and da da da. And you were in a situation that things were never set in stone. Okay, that's one thing, one way to look at it as well. And now you're just keeping to what was decided. Okay, what was decided back then, that's what you're keeping with, and that's how you understand it. That's it. That's all, right? And this person might be like, oh, well, maybe I still have a chance with this one over here, where this one's, and that's where this not set in stone mentality is coming in here. But this one's already on a trajectory where they realize that things are, they've been decided to be over. They've been decided to be closed. Okay. And that's what they are defending here, that it's a closed cycle. There's no reason to refresh it. And, they've gained their peace. They've gained their balance. They understand what's going on here. And this one over here is still a little bit undecided. Okay. But that's going to be up to you guys to figure out. This could be either, like I said, it could be a partnership, that kind of thing. They could have told you, I need a break, and you guys haven't spoken for like 4 weeks or whatever. And then all of a sudden they're coming back because, what? Because there's nothing else better out there? Like, what's the actual reasoning behind this person's back and forth, right? So it's very interesting, because 2 energies here. One is still kind of undecided, but has bossed up. So just be aware of this. They have bossed up. They have kind of matured. But this energy over here that's closing the cycle, or has closed the cycle already, looks at this person like they're still on child level, right? There's mentally, right? Mentally regressed, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Emotionally not so good here. But even though they have leveled up for themselves, the individual that was given, some kind of like unfair closure here, but they've made peace with it and all that. They just see this as a game over, So it's very interesting to see which part of this not set in stone is going to come out of this situation, right? So let's see here. Let's take a look at the actual energy that's present overall here. Let's see what wants to pop out. Let's take a look. Well, we've got Venus. Yeah. So Libra and Taurus. Sorry, give me a second. Let me actually name out the signs according to the cards. Libra. Then we've got Capricorn. I do view the world as Capricorn as well here, because mostly the world to me is kind of like a Saturn vibe. But also we've got Leo, we've got Aquarius, we've got Taurus, and we've got Scorpio here with the world. Then the Virgo, and then the Sagittarius here. 7 of Wands feels more like a Leo. Judgment is obviously Scorpio here. 4 of Pentacles is slightly like a Virgo. Page of Wands feels like an Aries. Then we've got the King of Pentacles, which is all of them, but that one is kind of giving me vibrations of Capricorn here. Gemini with the Lovers here. King of Swords, also Gemini, but also a little bit of Libra. And let's move along, right? Let's move along. Let's see what's going on. What else is going on in this partnership dynamic, that kind of thing. What's after Venus? There, the Cancer on the side. So like, you still feel like there's still some secrets kept away from you, or some person is still withdrawing some things in the partnership. There we go. Taurus. I think there's something else under that Taurus, but let me just double check. Yeah, there's something a little bit like, no, there wasn't. Pisces now. There's something a little bit not very well figured out here If I look at this one with the energy, I have a feeling that this one's going to be more decisive. I have a feeling this one's going to be more decisive than that one over there. So just give me a second. Let me see what's going on this side over here. Just on this side over here. What's the energy here with this one? What's the energy here with this this other energy? The one that thinks that things are basically closed up. The one that thinks that things are, yeah. Yeah, I did have a feeling of Saturn here. So that could be the Capricorn, where the Capricorn has decided that it's pretty much, you know, an over and done with energy, whatever. But what are they mostly focusing on here, though, with the Saturn? Let's take a look. Honestly, they're being more accepting, more open-minded. Not like before. I feel like before, this person here on this side was more driven to make things work with the Pluto here. But now that the Pluto is in reverse and so is the Virgo in reverse, this person's just like kind of like letting things take over in a more natural fashion. They're not trying to force anything, and they're just being fluid. They're being fluid with what's happening here. That's very interesting. I mean, yeah, it could be the Capricorn, it could be a water sign, it could be you know, the Virgo, it could be a Scorpio here, that it just is basically holding this vision where things are just better off to be alone, kind of thing, better off to be single, right? And keep a door closed, a closed door closed, sorry. So that could be that here. And there's still a little bit of uncertainty on this person's behalf over here. So let's see what the forest spirit could you know, give us a little bit of a hint of what's going on here and how we can transition and how it's relative to this situation. We've got the warrior. Yeah. So gather courage to confront issues you need to resolve so you can move forward. Yeah. Seems like you were left alone for that. And then we've got you create lasting connections with deep understanding that transcends time and space. So it seems like you're going to quite literally also get an individual who is more, to be honest with you, who is more decisive in nature. Like you were the warrior for this altogether, you're going to eventually come across a person who's also going to be a warrior just like you, that kind of thing. And I think you're going to feel a little bit more peaceful, or this individual has turned into a warrior now when they weren't previously, and is going to try to match your vibration. But the point here is that I still have a feeling that one person is still skeptical. Okay, still skeptical, especially if it's an old individual here trying to come back. Regardless, though, if it's a new, then great. You're going to receive a person who's just as, you know, what's the word here? Adventurous, or just as, like, they take chances, you know, they take chances. They have a leadership kind of a vibe to them, that type of thing, right? They're stoic, they're sturdy, they're reliable, that type of thing. So if that's what you're looking for, then that's what's coming towards your way, okay? Or that's just how you are right now in this energy. You were just in the warrior energy at this time, and that's fine. No issues. All right. I wish you guys all the very best. Have a great one, and I will see you for Friday. Bye-bye.